Good day children. We continue with our chapter Materials, Metals and Non-Metals. In the previous classes we learned about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now we have to learn the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Chemical properties mean their chemical reactions. How metals and non-metals react with other substances, that we will see in today's class. So today's topic is chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. Before we discuss the chemical properties of metals and non-metals, let's see reactivity series. A series called reactivity series. Some metals are reactive, some are moderately reactive and some are non-reactive. So we have to see a series in which metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So reactivity series is nothing but it is a series in which metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So you have to learn this series, reactivity series. So on the top of the series we have reactive metals like potassium, so the most reactive metal potassium, followed by sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper, mercury, silver, and the last one is, you have to learn only this much of elements, but there are more. Potassium is the most reactive metal, and as you move down the series, what happens? Reactivity decreases. So the least reactive metal is gold. Gold is the least reactive metal. This series you have to learn by heart. It is a series in which metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. It's a series in which metals are arranged in the decreasing order. As you move from top to bottom, reactivity decreases. Here the most reactive metal is potassium. Least reactive one is gold. So the series you have to learn: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper, mercury, silver and gold. 12 metals are there. This you have to by heart. Okay, based on which we predict the properties, chemical properties of metals. So this is reactivity series of metals. It is reactivity series of metals. For non-metals you need not learn. This is the reactivity series of metals. To learn the chemical properties of metals, we have to learn reactivity series first. It is a series in which metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. Potassium, the most reactive metal, and gold, the least reactive metal. Now we move on to the first chemical property, reaction with oxygen. First we will see how metals react with oxygen. How do metals react with oxygen? Metals generally react with oxygen to form metal oxides. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. These metal oxides, when dissolved in water, they change into the corresponding hydroxide, metal hydroxide. So metals react with oxygen to form metal oxides. When metal oxides are dissolved in water, they change into metal hydroxide. As you have learned in 7th standard, hydroxides are basic in nature. Hydroxides are basic in nature. So we can say that metal oxides are basic in nature. Metal oxides dissolve in water to form bases. Metal hydroxide, which is basic in nature. So we can say that metal oxides are basic oxides, or they are basic in nature. Okay. For example, consider the metal magnesium. This reaction is familiar to you. A magnesium ribbon is taken and it is burned. It burns in oxygen. When burns, it combines with oxygen of the air. We get magnesium. You get a white powder of magnesium oxide. Same reaction we have learned in 7th standard. Magnesium burns in oxygen to form a white ash of magnesium oxide. When this white ash is magnesium oxide, the white ash, when it is mixed with magnesium oxide, when it is mixed with water, what do you get? You get magnesium hydroxide. You get magnesium hydroxide. Dip a blue. You can test its basic nature by dipping a red litmus paper in it. Dip a red litmus paper in it. What happens? Red litmus changes to blue, showing that this is basic in nature. Okay, so metal oxides are generally basic in nature. They dissolve in water to form metal hydroxide, which changes the color of red litmus to blue. Okay, so that is the reaction of first chemical property, first chemical reaction, reaction with oxygen. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. Metal oxides dissolve in water to form metal hydroxides. Hydroxides are basic in nature. So we can say that generally metal oxides are basic oxides, so they are basic in nature. Example is burning a magnesium ribbon. Magnesium burns in oxygen to form a white ash of magnesium oxide, which when dissolved in water changes to magnesium hydroxide. It changes the color of red litmus to blue, showing that it is basic in nature. So all these equations you have to learn. This equation we have already learned in 7th standard. All the equations you have to learn. Now we will see how non-metals react with oxygen. Non-metals also, they react with oxygen. Non-metals react with oxygen. With oxygen they form non-metal oxide. They form non-metal oxide. When it is dissolved in water, we get acid. Corresponding acid you will get. So non-metal oxides burn in oxygen. They react with oxygen to form non-metal oxide, which dissolve in water to form acids. So we can say that non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Non-metal oxides are acidic oxides. Metal oxides are basic oxides. Non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. For example, let us take the example of a non-metal, sulfur. Sulfur reacting with oxygen, what do you get is sulfur dioxide. We get sulfur dioxide. When sulfur dioxide is mixed with water, it changes to an acid called sulfurous acid. Okay, so the non-metal oxide dissolve in water to form acid. It changes the color of blue litmus to red, showing that it is acidic. So non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. They dissolve in water to form acids and change the color of blue litmus to red, confirming their acidic character. Okay, so non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metal oxides. These non-metal oxides dissolve in water to form acids. So non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Example, sulfur reacting with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide, which when dissolved in water changing to sulfurous acid. It changes the color of blue litmus to red. That's all. Thank you, children.